Okay, so the new worldwide announcement video part 2 has concluded, so I figured I'd just go ahead and go over all the most important information. If you did want to see specifically the animations though, I'm going to go ahead and link the video down below because I'm not going to be discussing that. So first off, it is Broly and Gohan Teen, which is honestly amazing. I was really hoping for Family Kamehameha, and that's exactly what it is. Um, if we go ahead and go past the animations over here, we could see that Broly is a... Well, one, he's on a lot of categories. I'm not going to list all of them, but if you want, you could pause and read them if you would like. But he is an uncontrollable power, which is the new category that was introduced this, you know, celebration, revenge, or planetary destruction. And then if it's an extra 30% to movie bosses, transformation boost, or pure Saiyans. I know that like some Vegeta cards, like grade 8 Vegeta cards, are on planetary destruction. And I think revenge. So like that paired together isn't gonna be the worst. Though I'm not really like I can't really tell what I would have to see someone make like a list to see what the full 200% is to be able to tell if this is good. Regardless, you're probably gonna be running. You're not gonna be running two of this guy, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let me just go ahead and just go a little bit forward. So his super attack effects is massively raising attack and defense on both his 12 key and 18 key. His 12 key has a high chance of further raising his defense by 50% for, or 30% for one turn, while also causing a high chance of stunning the enemy. And then his 18 key has a high chance of massively raising his attack for one turn. So, I feel like this is the first time that we've seen these effects too. Oh yeah, and then the great chance of stunning. But I feel like this is the first time I've seen like an LR have like chances to do these abilities, which is really weird. He activates his entrance animation and then has it where he's giving 40% defense for 4 turns. He gets 260% attack and defense. Oh yeah, extreme class allies get 40% for 4 turns. I don't know if I said that. He has it where 260% attack and defense, and sorry about that. 260% attack and defense, and then he also has 60% damage reduction, just baseline, which is amazing. He also gets an additional 100% attack when attacking. Surprised there's no defense there, but it is what it is. Then you also get 2 key sphere and 2% HP back with each type key sphere obtained, which is pretty nice. And then because the next part is specifically about domain, we're gonna wait to talk about the domain first and then talk about the passive skill about that, just because that's also how they did it inside of the reveal as well. So his active skill has it where he can activate his domain, which is anytime when there's like a Goku's family, or if all allies attacking in the same turn are uncontrollable power. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Why would they give the Broly a domain? But I think specifically because the domain can be activated turn 1, I think it's fine. And then also the domain is only active for 3 turns. So it's not going to clash with units like AGL Broly. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they made it 3 turns. It's just so that way it doesn't clash with Broly. He also massively raises his attack temporarily and then causes ultimate damage to the enemy. So, oh yeah, and then this is just the animations of like the lava and all that. We already saw that. So his domain has it where uncontrollable power, enemies and allies get 50% attack, 15% attack and defense, excuse me. And then superclass enemies and allies get damage received increased by 15%, and then an additional 10% for characters who also belong to the movie heroes category. I think this is the first one where it's like double effects of like more damage received. But it is funny that it's basically movie heroes, and that's kind of like the what's it called? That's the event right now. It's just movie heroes, right? So then this part is specifically talking about his domain stuff. he guards all attacks when the domain is active. He also has it where for his entry turn of like the domain, he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, int and str excluded to str at the start of the character's attacking turn. And then, like I said, he also guards all attacks. And then I'm the way that I'm pretty sure, because this is worded very weirdly, just in case, he only changes type key spheres for the first turn, because it says at the start of the character's attacking turn. Well, actually, no. I'd like to think that it's like that. I don't know. I think all of this is just like this entire part of the passive is just when the domain is up. So he'll be changing key spheres and then guarding for 3 turns as soon as you pop your active skill. And then on top of that, he also gets type effectiveness against all types for the rest of the battle after the domain is done and while it's active too. And all you have to do is pop a super attack while the domain is active, and then you're good. So it's a very easy condition. And then he also has a revive too, which we'll talk about down here. So starting from the 5th turn of the character's attacking turn, he has a revive where you can get 60% HP back when this character or an ally attacking the same turn is KO'd once only. There's no HP condition, which is amazing. But I think the way that they kind of like balance it out is by making it where he only gets 60% HP back. So either way, I'm okay with having it where it's just turn 5 and then every turn afterwards can just be revive, right? That's good. That's really good. He also has an additional 60% defense when receiving an attack after the character's or an ally revival skill is activated. Always like to see that ally revival activated as well. So it'll just mean that when he gets hit, like all of the defense will be multiplicative, which is nice. And then he also changes physical key spheres to int key spheres, and uncontrollable power allies get 60% attack and defense at the start of the character's attacking turn, starting from the turn in which the character's revival skill is activated. I forgot to mention, but in case you weren't able to notice, Broly's a Dokkan Fest, by the way. That's the reason why he has the leader skill the way that it is. But yeah, me being able to get like this, the support, is really nice. It gives like a little bit of a sense of want for you to get this character's like revive though, because it's just like this part is specifically on you getting the revive for this character. But on uncontrollable power, I'm pretty sure he's the only one. So yeah, I would say it's fine. I would say it's fine. Gohan's animations are right there. These are the categories. It's literally the same ones that I was talking about. I think, yeah, Power of Wishes is here too. He's a 200%. Well, they didn't show that yet. So he's massively. He greatly raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn on his 12th key, and then he greatly raises attack on his 18th key and defense for 1 turn. No stacking, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And then he also raises allies defense by 50% for 1 turn on his 18th key. Having it where like that is there, it makes it where it's just like with the physical Super Saiyans, it's gonna give so much support to whoever's in the 3rd slot. But yeah, he's a 200% to Kamehameha, which literally is the only thing that I wanted for this character. The fact that we literally have not had a single leader skill for Kamehameha since Goten and Trunks and AGL Gohan all of those years ago is insane. It's insane. Excuse me. But yeah, he gets an additional 200%, or I guess this is just not additional, this is just base. 5 key 200% attack and defense, plus an additional 40% attack and 30% defense up to 200% and 150% attack. With each attack performed, he also gets that key infinitely, by the way. I'm almost positive it's in the same exact light as in like the anniversary units, the 8th year anniversary, if you guys remember that. So the key will stack infinitely, but only these two will stack. What's it called? These two effects won't stack infinitely, obviously. They have the cap of the 200% and 150%. He gets an additional 77% attack within the turn with each super attack performed. He launches an additional super attack, or launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become super with an 18 key. And again, just like the 8th year anniversary units, if his key is 24, he also gets an additional attack boost and then launches an additional super attack guaranteed. And then if your HP is 77% or more, you're also getting attack effective against all types. If there's a Kamehameha or Earthbred Fighters category ally attacking in the same turn, you get 2 key, you guard all attacks, and if your HP is 77% or less, when receiving an attack, your evasion is increased by 50%, or you have a 50% chance to dodge, which is nice, because it means that this character is going to be insanely busted on the, right next to the physical Super Saiyan trio, so. Man, they talk about this kit for a while. Okay. And then we have the standby skill, which is exactly what I was talking about when I was discussing the information before. You stand by for 5 turns, Dragon Balls are placed all across the screen. Your charge count is increased by 1 per key sphere obtained by allies, and it is also increased by 4 with each Dragon Ball that you obtain. You can pop it at any time from the 3rd turn, or if your HP is 77% or less. So you could pop this turn 1 if you so choose. Oh yeah, and then they talk about like there's 3 different like standby finish skills. It all depends on how much key and all that stuff you get. So let's see. This is like, I guess you could call it the failed one. It's just if you have 34 key obtained or less, but because you have 5 turns to get the key and all that, don't pop it immediately. Because then it's just Gohan attacking alone. This is Gohan and Goten attacking, which is just 35 key or more, but you get 6 or fewer Dragon Balls. And then if you collect all Dragon Balls and you get 35 key or charge count or more, you get the 20% attack per charge. You also cause super ultimate damage to enemy, and then your attack effectively on against all types, which is nice because that means that you don't have to really worry about crit farming too much with this character. But from what I'm looking at, I would probably suggest going crits because I don't remember seeing any crits in his passive. Excuse me. So he's unable to attack once he is doing his standby. He gets an additional 77% attack per superclass ally attacking in the same turn, and if all superclass allies are in the turn, and there's obviously no extreme, you also reduce damage received by 77%. You get 50% defense with each key sphere you obtain when receiving an attack, so basically it activates immediately. You also guard all attacks, so, and that's not conditioned, it's just guard all attacks, which is nice. So the guard and 77% damage reduction when you have all like superclass allies means that you won't have to really collect too many defense key spheres to be completely fine. You also get an additional 258% attack when the finish skill is activated too. Oh yeah, and I think that's it. But yeah, it's just they just talked about the rule change for the rewards, which again, if you don't really know what it is, so you get we now get 50 Dragon Stones when we get first place in 3 or more regions on the app stores. But I feel like a lot of people overlook this part. It says the number of regions for Google Play and App Store or Apple App Store are tallied separately. Meaning if, like, let's say that Luxembourg gets Apple and Google, and then let's say, I guess, like, the US gets only Apple, that still counts as 3, and we still get 50 stones. So, keep that in mind. Because that's when I read it, that's the way that I read it. But anyways, that is all the time we're gonna spend on this one. We saved 3 minutes if you watch this rather than watching the actual one. But hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. Let me know what you guys think about the units down in the comments below. I'm definitely gonna be summoning on all of them, and probably do a live stream once they do drop. Also, the units drop on the 13th, so keep that in mind too. They announced it in the thing, and it's really funny because I said that they were gonna do it for the 15th, and I got the rug pulled under me. But other than that, hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. To see you guys in the next one. Peace.